Yes, I know I'm a little late to the K-pop Demon Hunters, but I have sat down and watched it, so let's talk about it. So the K-pop Demon Hunters is a new animated film that has taken the world by storm. I know my kids have been raving on about the music and everything about it, doing the dances, so I thought I'm gonna sit down and watch this because people have been saying it's actually quite good. Now, you guys all know I'm a huge anime fan, and I was like, okay, musicals. I'm not the biggest musical fan guy, but I'll give it a shot. I'll go sit down and watch it. It's actually really good. Just gotta say it straight. K-pop Demon Hunters is actually a really good movie. Firstly, I'm just gonna talk about the musical numbers first, because as someone who doesn't particularly like musicals that much and doesn't like my music to be in my anime and stuff like that, holy crap, the musical numbers are great. They are so freaking good in this song. I mean, I can't pick a song that I think is my favorite because I love all of them. Soda Pop is so catchy. Just so freaking catchy. Your Idol is fantastic. It just feels dark and feels brilliant. And then the final song at the end is fantastic. This is what it would sound like. It's fantastic. And then you have this other song with two characters. It reminded me of Aladdin when, they go on the magic carpet and they, sing the song. That reminded me of that. It's really, really good. And I never felt like the musical numbers were out of place. Sometimes when you watch a musical or something, it just can have certain songs where you're like, that feels out of place. This doesn't feel like it's coherent with the story we're telling. This is kind of just shoehorned in. No. Every single song felt like it was important and it was telling a story within the story itself. And I think that is what it's when it's at its strongest is when it's doing that, because as the Sergeant Boys are singing or Huntrix are singing, you feel the narrative that is coming through each song. And I truly, truly, really respect that and how it was executed. And by the way, the voices for it, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So the musical, beautiful. The animation is brilliant. I loved the animation style and I thought it blended really, really well with the action. The action is bright, it's colorful, it's vibrant, it's everything you want. You can see exactly what is going on, and when it needs to be dark, you get the dark tone. You get that color grade. And then when it needs to be bright, it's bright. It's brilliant, and it really pops on the screen. I will say my only real downside is I didn't get to see this on the big screen. I feel like this should have been released on the big screen because it deserved it because of the way that the animation is and the colors. I feel like it could have just been even better. Now, the story itself, you have these three girls who have been chosen to be demon hunters. They are going to be K pop superstars. They're going to be like a girl band in a way, but hunt demons at the same time. But what separates this from the likes of like a demon slayer or a sort of the demon hunter, the ones that we're all used to with having demons and people hunting demons, is this isn't just them having to kill them with weapons and that. It's about the music. The music is tied into the lore, which really elevated the world building of this movie that I was not expecting. Because you can feel the layers of lore with each song, and having that as a way that helps keep the demons down in their realm and separate from the human realm, I thought was something unique and something different. Now, anyone that has watched like the likes of like a Sinner, for instance, the Sinners movie, they use music in that to integrate with the vampires and, stuff like that where a voice can connect you from past, present, future, etc. I feel like that is in this movie as well. It feels like the voice and the music is something that connects everyone, connects all the souls. It's almost like this true passion and this like true self that is coming out when you're listening to the music. And I absolutely love that theme and that idea. And it was executed so well that it never felt like it was out of place. It always felt like that's a theme that runs from the start to finish. And I really, really respect that. The characters. I loved the Sergeant Boys. I thought they were fantastic antagonists. They were great. but especially the main character of that boy band. I loved his story. And then when you find out the big twist about what actually occurred in his past life, and now he's looking for redemption, I really like that idea in that aspect. Yeah, it's something we've seen before, but I think it was executed really, really well. And it made the ending a lot more emotional with that character. And you felt the connection with him, and you're like, yeah, I forgive you. And I love that aspect. But when you come to the girl band, I love the two. I think the two girls, the pink haired and the dark haired girl, fantastic. But then you get to Rumi. And really, it is her story because there is a big twist about her origin that is huge. Now, one thing I would say I would have liked to know more about is more of her origin story and how that it came about. They don't really touch upon it as much. We just know that this is what happened. But I feel like we could have expanded a little bit more on there. I feel like you could have. But then again, I understand why they didn't want to do it because then the runtime's even longer. Could that be a pacing issue? Because the movie's paced really, really well. It flies by. You never bored or anything. So I can see why they didn't want to oversaturate it with all this other stuff. And again, this probably is mainly tackled more towards younger audience than an older audience. But I would have liked to discover a little bit more of the origin of her story. But the twist was great because now it throws a spanner in, and it really worked for the Rumi character because she is having an internal struggle within her. And I really, really liked that battle that she was having, which it was developed so well throughout the film that when you get to the end, everything feels rewarded. You feel rewarded for the journey you've just gone on. It's earned how it happens. And it makes for when they come together just even more emotional. And now you're like, yes, this is beautiful. And I think it's got this theme as well of self-acceptance, accepting who you are for who you are, like not having faults in that and going, I'm gonna hide that away. I'm gonna lock that away so no one can see me. Be yourself. Be the true person that you are. And I like that. And people accepting you for who you are. I think that internal battle was brilliant. The themes were great. This really surprised me. This really did. I was really going into it thinking, this is just going to be one of those animated movies that I'm like, yeah, it's okay. It's nothing great or anything. But no, this is actually really, really freaking good. Look, I'll be honest. I'd watch it again. I would 100% watch it again. I have no problems watching it again. It is catchy. The music is great. The characters are great. The story is great. Do I want a K-pop Demons 2? Yeah, I do. You know what? I even want a prequel before this because there is so much world building and lore that can be explored. Give me a prequel because there's so much I want to know about the past as well and how that all occurred. There is so much here that they can do with. I really enjoyed it. So let me know what you guys think. If you have seen it, smash your thoughts down below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe and I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.